Michelle here with My Designs in the Chaos. My goal to develop, encourage, and grow your crafting talents and confidence. So we are starting a fresh start. Happy New Year. Let's start it off while we are crafting. I'm going to angle you guys down. Okay, so for today, what we're creating is we are going to be creating a memory vase. And so the supplies that we need, we've got scissors, we've got our burnishing tool, we've got clear transfer tape, and then I've got my design. Now, I've already pre-cut this design on my cutting machine, and I've also already cleaned my vase. So I got this vase from Dollar Tree. I had a sticker on the bottom. I just used some hot water and soap, got the sticker off, and I've already cleaned the side. And it's just, I'm letting it dry 100% now. So I'm gonna put that to the side. I'm going to trim down my design. So you can see it's already cut on there. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trim off the section of the design that I cut out, because that way I can save the rest of it for a future project. Now, another option is you can always do a weeding box. That just means you draw a rectangle around your design. I didn't do it just because I prefer to cut it out, but that is an option. And then now I'm going to weed. You never know sometimes, with this stuff, if it's going to go well or not until you've already had it cut. So this one, it looks like I could have absolutely cut it a little bit on a thicker setting to make it a little easier for myself. But I'm gonna see if we can still rescue it, even though it probably should have been cut a little bit deeper. So I'm just going to gently kind of pull away the extra part of the design that I don't need. And with adhesive vinyl, you want to be really careful, because if you notice, all of this part is sticky. So as you're going, it can stick to the other pieces of the design, and it could easily rip your design to shreds. And since this one is being a little bit tricky, I'm going to kind of trim it as I go, and then that way I don't have to worry about any sections of it getting stuck to another section. And I probably would not do that if it was cut really, really well. I'd probably just pull it all up. But because I can tell it hasn't been cut super great, I just want to make sure that I don't rip any pieces off. So I'm just going to kind of trim as I go here to make sure that that sticky part doesn't get stuck. Probably the longest part of the process is weeding, but again, it will save you if you're just a little bit more patient on the weeding. It will save you so much time in the long run and so much vinyl, because then you don't have to worry about it, about recutting it. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean. So now it's gonna say collect beautiful moments. Now what we're gonna do, once we've got it totally weeded out, it's time for us to, let me see if I can find the edge of this transfer tape. I'm using clear since I'm gonna be putting it on a glass. I wanna make sure I can see it. So I'm just gonna place my transfer tape down on the edge, and then I'm gonna use my little burnishing tool And then I'm gonna place it over like this. Now, if you're really like one to want to save transfer tape, you're gonna wanna put this a little bit higher up, and that way it'll be you won't have as much space. But for this, I kind of already had the little section cut off, so it's not too big of a deal. I'm gonna put the transfer tape on, and this transfer tape is Expressions Vinyl transfer tape. Now, what I have this for is because I'm putting this on this glass vase, and there's two ways that you could do this. Option number one is you could put it like this, where it kind of wraps all the way around. Personally, I don't want to do it like that because I want to be able to see all of it at one time. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put it where it goes like this down the side of the jar. But again, there's no wrong way to do this stuff. It's all personal preference on what you prefer. I'm going to put it like this here onto my vase, and I just have this fabric here so that my vase doesn't like roll around and stuff. It's just so that it has like a soft place to lay. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna peel the backing off. Normally, if you guys have been around a while, you know I just rip it off typically. And so, but with the Cricut vinyl, I can't do that because it'll rip the whole design. So just be careful on that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I have my design here. And again, remember, it's backwards for y'all, but for me, I can read this. So you're not gonna wanna mirror your design when you're doing this. And then I'm just going to place it here. And I'm using clear, so that way I can see through it and make sure that it's centered. And I'm using a fabric that has lines on it to help me center it with the lines in the design. So like, okay, so I don't know if that makes sense, but I have lines on the fabric so that I can help myself be able to get this a little more straight, because I am a big eyeballer. I don't typically measure, and so since I don't typically measure, I kind of like to eyeball things. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna eyeball it out and see about where I think it looks good, which is about like this. Yeah, so if y'all are new, I'm really just real here. I'm not perfect, and I like to eyeball. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna push it down right in the middle first. So once I have it where I think I like it, I'm gonna just press it down right like this. Keep in mind, I've already cleaned the vase. It's already all totally clean and all that kind of stuff. And then from the inside out, I'm gonna press down to make sure it gets no bubbles. You're just gonna wanna go inside out. And just, again, slow and steady runs the race on this stuff, y'all. There's no rush. Now, if you have a ton of orders you have to do, you're gonna wanna get like a system where, you know, you do it a little bit quicker than when I'm doing it right now. But just while you're practicing and getting the hang of it, slow and steady is the best advice I can give you. Okay, so I'm just kind of pressing it down. Can you guys see? So it's all pressed down on there. And I'm doing from the inside out, and I'm just gonna use my little tool and kind of go over it, make sure all little areas, there's no bubbles. I'm gonna press them out. And it doesn't matter if you get a bubble in the transfer tape, that part doesn't matter, but you just don't want a bubble in the actual design. And then you're gonna peel up your transfer tape. There we go. Make sure there's no other bubbles, and then y'all, how gorgeous is that? And now I have a little jar that we can put all of our memories in for the year. So kind of a fun thing, and we can keep it from year to year. Thanks y'all so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. If you enjoyed this or found any value, I would appreciate it if you gave this video some love. And y'all have a wonderful January 1st. Bye guys.